Alright guys, welcome back to another Borderlands 3 video and another legendary weapons guide. In this one, we're going to be taking a look at the Bangarang XL. A very interesting item. It's got one of the most unique effects to it, like special effects that legendaries have. And we'll be covering all of that stuff today. We're going to be covering the stats, how you can maybe get it, the best way to go about farming for it, things like that, so you guys know fully how this item works in case you're curious about getting it. Maybe you got it yourself and you're curious more about like the details and stuff. Either way, this video should really help you guys out. And on top of that, guys, if you want to check out some of my previous legendary weapon guides, there will be a link down to a playlist in the description that you can check out. And also be sure to subscribe for more legendary weapon guides coming out in the future. I'm trying to cover like all of the items in the game. So yeah, but without further ado, let's get on into it here. First of all, just talking about this item itself. So yeah, guys, as you can see here is a version that I managed to pick up. I got it back when I was level 21, but still you can see some of the, main stats of it. It is a pistol manufactured by Tediore, which, as you guys know, Tediore is known for their items that when you reload, they do interesting stuff. And that's one of the main things about this item right here. But on top of that, as you can see, some of the stats, like overall, it's got fairly good damage, fairly good fire rate. I mean, actually, the fire rate is okay. It's not actually the best. The magazine size tends to be around average, and then the accuracy and handling are okay. It's a fairly, middle road pistol for the most part. There's definitely better ones, but its interesting, like, special attribute is sort of what makes up for that. On top of that, as you can see, mine had a plus 18% reload speed and 1.5x weapon zoom. I'm not sure if all of them come with that. That could just be due to certain parts on it. But yeah, speaking of the special effect or attribute, the flavor text for it is "to die would be a grand adventure." Probably a quote for something. I'm not exactly sure what. But let's talk about its special effect. So yeah, when you reload this item, since it is a Tediore one, you throw it and it does something cool. This one flies around like crazy and fires out in circles a ton of bullets. And as you can see, it follows like a sort of boomerang path where it flies out for a bit, then starts to turn, and then comes back towards you, all of the while spinning around in circles, firing out, again, a ton of bullets that can damage enemies quite a bit. So obviously this item is best for, fighting off groups of enemies, especially if they're close together. You can throw this out in between them, and it can do a decent amount of damage doing so. As a pistol itself, again, it's fairly average, but this makes up for it a little bit. On top of that, something to keep in mind, since it is, a Tediore, you can't just fire one bullet and then reload it. I mean, you can, but you're going to lose the ammo in the magazine, so you quickly run out of ammo. You're going to want to just, actually use those bullets and then throw it after you need to reload. So yeah, guys, but let's talk about how to get this item. So from what I can tell, this item seems to be a world drop. As of right now, there doesn't seem to be an enemy that consistently drops it. That could be changed in the near future, could be updated, but the way that I got it, I happened to get it from a legendary loot tink back in the day when there was a glitch that made them spawn like 100%. Might actually have a new way to do that, and if it does work, I'm going to be posting that video soon. But yeah, do keep in mind that loot tinks can drop this. I'm fairly sure the Grave Ward can as well. Bosses that you can farm and have the chance to drop other legendaries. I don't know that for sure, but I would assume that the Grave Ward can drop it, and probably other bosses like that. So unfortunately, that's the best way to go about farming it, is to just farm, sources of random world drop legendaries in general until we find maybe a better way to get this to spawn. But yeah, guys, that is going to be it for this guide. I hope you found it helpful, and if you did, be sure to hit that subscribe button down below. Check out the playlist for the other legendaries, and without further ado, I will see you guys in the next one.